I've said that the world is watching. So that I've mentioned. But what could hold us back? There are a couple of things that could hold us back. One is that sometimes the chains that prevent us from being free are more mental than physical. Thank you, Phoebe. So you notice this horse, the way they tame an animal is that when it is still very young and weak, they will tie it on something as light as a chair. It attempts to move, it can't move. It attempts to move, it can't move. When it's young, so it registers in its head that, you know what? I cannot move. Once the rope is around me, I can't move. It is conditioned. Even when it grows and it is strong enough, then it cannot move. You've ever seen elephants in circus? Where they are on a little stick. Have you ever seen that? In India, yes. That's how they condition them. So even now when the elephant is so strong to break free, it cannot because it's been conditioned. So what are some of those conditionings we've had? Possibly it's been that moment where you could not go beyond 50 million a year. You're like, for me somehow, whatever I do, 50 million. Forgetting that one of your colleagues is earning 10 times more than that. So what's the challenge? Boom. Because you attempted 1 year, 50 million. Second year, 50 million. Like, you know what? I think for me, my level is 50 million. Mental. And you even keep prophesying it. And then the prophecy becomes stronger. So, my question is, today's evening, I want you to reflect. What are some of those mental beliefs we are holding that are holding us back? Because usually the stuff is mental. The other thing that holds us back is the failure to see the big picture. The I want it and I want it now mentality. Kagwirawo mentality. You're in the marketplace, you want your bank account to explode in 2 days. No, it's not going to happen. Usually. Some people, they are lucky and it happens. Some people, it happens. So you see Phoebe, whatever she's doing, when you've been around for 12 months, you see her account, her commissions, you look at yours, you're like, life is unfair. Kat Phoebe ya inachiche sina. What does she have? Huh? Maybe she's corrupt. Otherwise, how? How? But you want to do in 12 months what she's done in 12 years. She's been on the streets for 12 years. And for you want to experience it in 2. You see her drive a nice car, you're like, just give me 2 years. 2 years. Or you see what the GM is driving, just give me just 3 years. You don't know how the struggles this fellow has gone through. You're seeing even gray hairs. You think it is age. This man is still young. He's still a young man. You know. But you see that the higher you go, it's not the cooler it becomes, the hotter it becomes. You're seeing you have pressure? This man doesn't sleep properly. Because the directors are calling. Because they put in money. They sunk in money. So he's under pressure to deliver. They say, man, we put in these millions of dollars, we want our money. Can you deliver? Yes, I will deliver. Because you can't say no. Otherwise, you're a follower. You can, I will deliver. So for him, he has to first sieve the pressure so that it doesn't hit you so hard. So, but you have to have a big picture and say, you know what? The big picture has to be, you know what? Before I can reap, I have to sow enough. You have to remember the mentality of the farmer. The farmer does not plant seeds today and then appears the following day and say, please give me food now. The farmer has to pay attention, has to be patient, and water the seeds. Then there are weeds which will come. The client starts arguing with you. Then you weed out. You water. Then over time you will harvest. But the challenge is there are people who say, You see, the farmer cannot go to the land and say, you know what, first give me the food, then I'll plant the seeds. Does it happen that way? No. If you found the farmer telling the soil, please give me the food now, then I'll give you the seeds, you think that that farmer has a mental problem, isn't it? But sometimes at a job like this, say, if you pay us enough, then we will work enough. Eh? Have you ever heard that? Maybe not here, but you've ever heard it. If I only was being paid more, then I would do more. But it doesn't work that way. You produce more, then you earn more. Because when you produce, some of us want more bonuses. You want a better work environment, isn't it? You want extras, yes or yes? But to have extras, you have to put money on the table first, surpass the goals. Then when this man enters the boardroom to give a report, so by the way, you gave us a target of this number of millions of dollars and we surpassed it by 40%, and I think we can deliver even more. But for my staff to deliver more, I think we also need A, B, C, D, and G. But when he has not delivered, you're not giving him leverage. Him or someone else, or whoever that is. Does that make sense? Turn to him and tell them, first deliver. And that one, say it loud enough. Now you're saying it with you're saying it with. The other thing we have to be careful about is complacency. That's good. Now deliver even more. When you think you've delivered, even deliver more. And I'll tell you what, and that's where complacency is, by the way, we have to be careful, especially when you feel you've delivered. That's the most dangerous point. When you feel you've reached the maximum. You see, when you're not performing, you're not going to be complacent because people are on your case. That nothing feels like success. I'll give you a story. Sometime back, I had already published 4 books. And by any standards in the world, 4 books is impressive. So one time I'm there standing proudly on my table, waiting to impress people to buy my stuff. So this guy comes and says, hey, by the way, I have all of your stuff. Anything new? Anything new? I'm like, you have this? Yes, you have that? I say, sorry, not yet. That's when I walk up. That's when I walk up. So every time you feel you've reached the top, the world is asking, anything new? You feel you've surpassed the sales, now the life is asking you, any new client? Because they are there anyway. So now when you look at that table, I now have about 17 products after being challenged. Thank you, Phoebe. After being challenged. So I boosted it from 4 to 17 in less than 3 years. And now my target is that by the end of the year to have 30. Resistance to change is another beast. Who has that phone? He saw it coming, then he ran away. But this is just an illustration. Sometimes we resist because I understand you have new directors. Is that correct? Yeah. So if you have new directors, it means there are going to be new changes. That's life. Hello? That is what? Life. You cannot get stuck into the mode. Those days. Some of us are saying, you see, in those days, what is going on today? And how do you maximize that? Pay me, I do more. I've already talked about that. Mistrust and impatience. You see, when there are changes, some people say, why? What's going on? These things used to be different. What is it? Huh? We used to come in at 8:30. How come now it is 7:30? What's going on? Huh? This new man, this new director. Huh? Huh? This Phoebe, do you see how Phoebe is speaking these days? This GM, by the way, simutegeera, simuziga. simukwasa ku channel. You see someone jumping into the HR's office or the gym, what are they talking about? I feel noticed. For 10 minutes, usually it's 10 minutes the meeting is done. But 30 minutes later is still in. What's going on? But I can tell you, if we are to move forward, we have to beware, to learn to trust each other. And to know that you are in this together. To know that no one is creating a scheme, whether it's your neighbor or your partner or your manager or your supervisor or someone in claims questioning things. What is it? Do we have anyone new in claims? He's new. He might question something. Why? Colleague so used to not question this. But why is he questioning this? But you don't know. Maybe that's one of the new standards that the new management has brought in. Are we together? They're saying, oh, how come this is happening? They say, no, in the new policy we need this. So tell neighbor and tell them, by the way, I have good intentions. Assure your neighbor that, by the way, I have good intentions. I also need to warn you about something. This is a caution. Yeah? This is a caution. If you chase the money, you risk living a disappointing life. And I can also assure you that if you work to make a difference, money will chase you. If you visit the client and you're not just there to see how you can hit the targets, but to make a difference in that client's life, retention will automatically come. And when the retention automatically comes, your salary is guaranteed. And when you hit the targets, then the bonuses will come. Are we together? So for me, when I step here on stage, my dream, my goal, my prayer is always, I want to see people transform. Because I know if you transform, automatically, some of you are going to start your own agencies and what you call me. But if I don't deliver and I'm just putting in my 50%, then none of you will call me, and then I won't survive in the marketplace. So it's also in my own selfish interest. I have both noble and selfish interests. Noble in the sense that I want to see you transform. That's why I'm in this business. But selfish also in a way that when I deliver, I'm guaranteed of future business. It's as simple as that.